Hello, YouTube world. Hey, friends. How's it going? It's Thursday. I put in Good Thursday, and after I did that, I think Good Thursday is like I think it's a Catholic religious day or a holiday. There's something in my head about it. So if y'all know, educate me, because there's something Good Thursday, Easter, something. I don't know. I wasn't a Catholic girl, and I wasn't raised Christian, but I have studied and attended many different churches throughout my life. But there's just something niggling in my brain about that. So anyway, it's going to be a good Thursday no matter what, because my brain is overwhelmed. Hi, Chu. Hi, Rose. My brain is overwhelmed with the sadness of what's happening right now. So I want to have, that's how I am, Rose. My brain is just overwhelmed with the crap. So I want to have the good stuff. How are you? How are you? So I'm Lucinda. I live in Northern California, so that's where I ship from. I invoice through PayPal. I ship using Pirate Ship, I do traditionally 2-week build boxes. And my new 2026 thing is that I should have already sent an invoice out for last week, week 1, Friday, but it was just a couple items, so I didn't. But irregardless, I should have. And tomorrow morning, no, I won't, because now I'm going to be doing the whole thing. So this is the end of week 2. Friday, tomorrow, is the end of week 2. Saturday and Sunday, if needed, I will be invoicing everyone, and payment is expected within 48 hours, unless you have a prior arrangement with me. And moving forward, because this is my new, no, you didn't miss, Rose. I was late. I was talking to a friend who has a relatively new chronic pain disability. So I ran over a little bit trying to talk with her about some insights and getting together with her soon. I'm always late. But my new plan for 2026 will be still 2-week boxes, but invoice at the end of week 1, receive payment minus shipping, and then finalize the invoice showing with the note on the bottom the amount owed plus the shipping. And I'll be real clear about that at the bottom, and I will remind you on Friday, tomorrow, that that's how we're invoicing. If you have a different arrangement with me, then you know that you do, and or if you need one, and I know you, reach out. So Tuesday's tabletop household sale went really well, and I'm really glad about that. Today is Thursday, and it is usually when I do my low to mid range excuse me vintage costume jewelry. Fridays is my higher end. That said, mid-range is also Friday. Mid-range, high range on Friday. And sometimes I bring in some more contemporary pieces that are pretty expensive, in terms of what you might be used to me bringing. So, and if you buy something and I don't know you, hi, I'll be so glad to meet you. I'll need your information sent to this email address by 6 o'clock tonight, my time, which is Pacific West Coast. your YouTube name, then on a separate name, your real name with shipping address and zip code all on one line if you could, so I can copy and paste easily. And then below that, your PayPal billing info. And, you can always just check out as a guest on PayPal as well. Hi, Moon Chaser. I haven't seen you, Moon. I haven't seen you in a long, long time. Well, I saw you in the chat yesterday, but I don't think I was even so much participating as just hanging out. How's it going, lady? Hi, Frank. So today is going to be some stuff that you've seen before, some stuff that you have not seen that I have brought, and hopefully decent prices. And I'm going to go pretty fast. Thursdays is going to be an hour and a half. So once I get going, I'm going. I brought a whole lot of costume jewelry rings, some smaller sterling silver, necklaces, mostly plastic, an old belt, some brooches, beads, a couple micro mosaic, a couple bangles, carved celluloid scarf belt, the carved scarf belt. You put your scarf, you weave it through, and then you tie the scarf, and it becomes a belt. I don't know. Oh, nice, Moon. I don't know what it's actually called. Do any of y'all know what it's actually called? I mean, it's a belt accessory. It's for a scarf. But what is it? So let's just start with that item, and maybe one of y'all can educate me about what it's called. What is its real name? Oh, boy. Scarf. I've had this a long, long time. Long time. And, my spelling, I think it's one L and then two L's. Yeah. Then again, maybe not. So, look, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. And many people would think that this is Bakelite. I did for a long time. And then I decided to test it because I used to wear it, so I really didn't care. It is hand carved. And you would put your scarf up here, over, down here, and it's a belt clasp. I don't even know. I don't know what else to call it. You can see here. I mean, I'm very surprised it doesn't test positive for Bakelite. I mean that. And it still truly bothers me and makes me feel like there's something I'm missing, because it's all hand carved. You can see the little pieces along here on the edges. Now, they carved celluloid as well, but it just, the fact that it doesn't test for Bakelite, I don't know, but I think it's lovely. And it is, I mean, you didn't wear them here, you wore them, on your jeans. Am I the only person who has any idea or any remembrance of these? I think they started being popular in the late 50s, early 60s. Wore them with your little house dress, 3 inches across and almost 2 inches wide. It's a great piece. I only wear leather belts. But if you have a smaller waist and you want to dress up and boy, I wish I had a scarf. I wear scarves in my hair all the time. Scarf Buckles, happy ducky for the win. Thank you, happy ducky. Happy ducky for the win. Scarf buckles. So this started at 14. I don't do recaps. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Thank you, happy ducky. I wish I had a prize to give to you. The prize is thank you for helping. I knew there had to be like a really basic name. um, yeah, thank you. That's a good prize. I do that a lot. I've been doing it for years and years. So this is so pretty. It's the reason why, I mean, this one could have been a little more, but none of them are that much because I got them in a lot and they're teeny tinies. There's the front, and I think that's a little just overwhelming and confusing. Look at my nails. I got to go this weekend. They're way too long. I think it's meant to be a rose, but it could be a carnation. It's just a multi-layered flower. It is an artisan creation. I will give you the size in a minute. I bet it's worth more than 15. And how much silver is worth these days? Let me look at the back of this one for a second. That's just the weld mark. And in there is I believe is the 925. Let me give you a size. They're all tiny. So we're going to go through this. When you measure a ring, I haven't done this in a long time. Don't measure it with this part on here because you can't tell what's going on with this. And if it's a bypass open ring like this, it becomes even harder to get a true measurement. So there's a couple of ways in which I suggest measuring things. So we turn it around and it is a 5.5 at the top with just the tiniest part going below a 5.5. But based on that, it doesn't go down to 5 3/4. I'm calling it a 5.5. All of these were tested before they were sold to me, and it was sold to me as a lot of sterling silver. I have not bothered to retest. It's a really pretty little ring, and I wear lots and lots of rings. I forgot to put on hand lotion today. I would be wearing this one up here. Just like that. And, I mean, if you have a small enough finger, you could wear it where it's supposed to be worn. Okay, so that was that one. And as long as I've shown a ring and I'm keeping track of what I'm doing, let's show another one. Let's show the bypass one that I just did. I'm not sure. I think bypass is a weird word. It's nothing I called rings when I was growing up or ever in my business, but I heard it called that recently, and I guess it's just because it's not closed. It works. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate it. I know I moved my time to being earlier. here is this one. Now, this is a spoon ring. And I appreciate it because, right, yes, exactly, Happy Ducky. But I never called them that. I don't know what we called it growing up. I mean, this we called the spoon ring, but other ones, I don't know what we called it. Something else. So what I like about this one is this clearly was not fully the end of the silverware piece. They kind of melted it down a little bit right here, and I believe they put this carving in here to make it extra interesting. So as opposed to, do I have one? So like this one that's on my thumb, it's just the silverware ending right there, and then it's bent around and cut short, right? This one is just the silverware end, and then it goes down to where, the fork or the spoon would go up, and they've bent it. This one, they actually went ahead and did more art on it, and it's much prettier in person than it's showing up in this light with the black and all of that. And it's unique. It's an artisan piece. Inside, it says Wallace Sterling. Wallace Sterling. I wear smaller, again, rings like this, just like that, all day long. Thank you, Frank. Frank, my artist. Frank, my artist. So it is sterling silver. So again, this is this bypass. So see, here's the problem with that. It curves around. So best guess putting it on my own fingers, knowing my size, and then putting it on here and going, And so the very bottom goes down to 6.5, but it's in the middle up here, right? Under the 6. So I'm saying 6.25. I'm saying 6.25. And if I was to put it on this finger, which for me is a 7 to 7.5, it does not go all the way down. I would say that's right. 6.25. And because it's a bypass ring, you could, with, some tools or strength and not too long nails, open it up and make it to a 6.5. Started at 12. Okay. Oh, no. I have this thing that I don't want here at all. Rose would like the $15 Rose ring. Rose, I wasn't targeting you. When I did that, the minute I picked it up, I was like, oh my God, it has a rose on it. It just so happens that that's a part of the package. So if anyone else is interested, you need to come in right now at 16 or higher, because I am typing in sold. Sold to Rose. Rose, thank you. Let me write it down. Rose, how is that'll look great on you. I know it will. Rose, how is David? I hope you don't mind me asking. Oh, can you see it again? Yes, honey. I mean, if you want to change your mind. Hold on. So, and I have these two things. Let me move them over. Let me put this up against one of my grandma's black clutch purses. See if that helps. And if it doesn't, tell me. Now I can't see what I'm doing at all. I don't like that because I can't. The camera keeps refocusing and I can't see what I'm doing. So don't do that. Oh, Rose, that's driving me nuts. So here's the multiple petals. It's really well done. It's even got like little petals or leaves down here. Here's the inside. Okay, so we're good. Okay, and then there's just a simple band. Excellent. Okay, perfect. Yes, and always please feel free. I assumed that was a straight bid, and yet, you wanted to see it again and make sure. Always, that's fine. And I'm sorry that I assumed. You know what that does, right? Okay, this is going to be turquoise SS ring. Oh, it's yours, Rose, for 15. Sold to you, honey. Unless you were bidding on something else, but it's yours. 100%. It is yours. I really like the band on this one. And the turquoise is light blue. And it is turquoise. I'm 90% positive, and it was sold to me. Someone who has a Presidium. So, and howlite, dyed howlite, which is a very common thing that looks like turquoise. It's used so much nowadays. They are different hardnesses, so it would test different on a Presidium. I would say all of these rings are probably a product of the 70s, and I really like the band on this one. And this blue, I only am learning my precious stones, my turquoises, etc. So I'd love to say it's a specific mine based on that blue color, but I can't. I can't say that for sure. So I'm not gonna. Let's see. Now all of these were sold to me as 925. But what I'm looking for in here, because I just got them, I don't know, probably a couple months ago, but I haven't really, I've shown this one just as showing it, but I don't think ever for sale. It does not have a 925 marking. But it was sold to me as that, and I can see the white in here. So I tell you what, I'm going to give you the ring size, and it's probably going to be about that 6 1/4 again. I'm selling it as sterling silver. That's what it was sold to me as. If someone purchases this, I will test it for sterling silver to be doubly sure before I ship it to you. So the ring size on this one is coming out to be, see, the top is 6 1/2. So that's a little bigger than I thought. but the bottom goes almost down to 6 3/4. So I'm going to go with 6 1/2, but it's a touch bigger than that. And, so that gives you some wiggle room if your fingers swell like mine. And I just really like the band, and I love the color of the turquoise. It's obviously stabilized turquoise, which was always a thing, but became a bigger and bigger after the 70s. Turquoise is so soft that it has to be stabilized, or you're going to wind up with the nicks. And when you see the much older turquoise rings or bracelets or necklaces, 100 years or more, and they don't have any resin to stabilize them, that's the ones where the little nicks or pieces have come out, and people repair it. And how they repair it is by putting a color that matches of turquoise in there and resin. Yep. Okay. One more very interesting little tiny, I'm not sure. This was sold to me as sterling silver once again, but it doesn't say anything on it. Does it give me? It gives me the same vibes, but this is going to be. And again, if I could spell, I always seem to have this issue. Ugh. Good Lord. Frank, how's the weather where you are? It's actually 75 degrees here, which is like crazy. It's like that winter and then the fall, spring, and then we're going to go into the huge winter. Yeah. So this one is really tiny. It is 13 and it is tiny. Wow. Yep. I mean, I've been getting up at 32 degrees in the morning and freezing in the house. Wow, 38, see? Yep. Takes a couple hours for the house to heat up. I apologize. My dog is about to bark because someone's about to walk in the door. So this is 2 bands, very small, going into one at the back. Nowhere is it marked. But again, see, I come from the Bay Area, Berkeley, California, with all the street vendors. And they would sit there and make this right there on the street, or make this in their studios at home and bring it up and sell 7 days a week, 6 days a week on the corner. They did not mark their stuff with a 925. So that's one reason why you test, right? Because a lot of artisans make 1 or 2 pieces, or they made a bunch of pieces in a business they had a long time ago, but they didn't think about marking it. They told people what it was, and that's what it was, and that was the end of it. So this one is only 4 1/2. Goes down a little over that, but I'm calling it a 4 1/2, and that's why it's $13. If you have small fingers and you like to wear things on your pinky or on one of these fingers as a top ring, it would be perfect. $13. Now remember, I don't do recaps, so those rings that I just showed you will be available at this price until Sunday. And that's it. So I'm going to move away. I have a whole bunch of much cheaper, just fun and funky costume jewelry rings that are, like that's too big for your pinky, Happy Ducky. Bless your heart. This used to be a size 7, and then I got pregnant 37 years ago. And just like my mom, some women bounce right back to, their former size, or maybe they have like 10 additional pounds or something. Their bodies bounce right back with every child. And breastfeeding is supposed to, make it so that happens and all that. Just like my mother, I never bounced back. So, I had to learn to look in the mirror and embrace my inner beauty instead of relying on, that petite little, brick house, right? And it was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I couldn't rely on my outside looks to get through the world. I had always had a very good personality, a huge heart. I'm intelligent, compassionate, but I really had to learn to make that first and foremost, and not society's ideas of your first impression is what they look like. No, that's like judging a book by its cover, right? It was a good lesson for me. Okay. Now, that's not to say that people who are, I'm going to stop saying start and just put in the price. That's not to say that people who are still tiny brick houses and below aren't beautiful. They are. All people are beautiful. 100%. But I like people's personalities. That's what's going to get me going. Yeah, I only have one kid, Happy Ducky. I only have one. I wanted more than one, but the husband was like, that's all I can take. That's your song, Rose Brick House? Get out of here. That was, man, I danced to that for hours and hours. So long ago. Okay. I love this. This is probably a 1960s, maybe a 1950s. This thing, I don't know the actual material. That's why I put plastic acrylic, which I'm sure is not spelled right. It looks like cyclic. It's like slag glass. Do you see that? It's fascinating. And it's not, I don't think it's celluloid. If I was going to say it was anything, it reminds me, but it's not, of cinnabar, Chinese cinnabar. And it's definitely meant to mimic carved jade. I think it's glorious, but this is me loving plastics, and I have a ton of plastic bangles. I'm going to do a whole show on plastic, and I noticed some spots. So I'm looking to see if there's any actual pin marks for people testing for Bakelite. No, it's not. See that right there? It looks like someone stuck a hot pin in it to test for if it was Bakelite, which was a thing that people did in the 80s. Just makes me furious. They ruined so much Bakelite. That's just a part of the design. There is no holes. Isn't this gorgeous? It's so unusual. I would like to have a whole set of these. It fits me. I have a medium hands. Medium. And I wear a 7.25 and it goes over no problem. So 7.25, a lady's medium, goes from 7 to 8. So a 7.25, you could wear this a 7 to a 7.25, depending on how much wiggle room you want, right? I love it. And it's 14 because it's unique. Frank. I put mine away, Frank. But you know what? Thank you for looking at this. They don't do recaps, so if anyone's interested, let me know later. And this is one that's so close to going into my collection. So close. Frank, the only reason that my tree and ornaments are put away is because I had a very tiny tree with mostly just junk ornaments this year because I couldn't deal. I still am in that grieving mode. But I have Christmas. If you saw my short, I still have Christmas things around my house, and generally Christmas would stay up till the end of January around here. I love Christmas. I love Mercury picks and Christmas lights and Christmas ephemera, and just their Christmas is magical. So no judgment. Hey, Frank, that's a great idea. Do that. Just get like God, good Lord, you know what you cover the windows with in snow country, and wrap it up, but under the bottom, because unless it's a metal pom pom tree, all the needles are going to fall everywhere. So wrap the bottom really well, and then just snip the branches and deal with it next year. Nobody else to know. We don't know. I never heard a word of this. I never heard a word of this. I'm back. Well, that was terrible. Boy, that really freaked me out. Yeah, that freaked me out. Hi, Melly. How's it going? And because the last 2 days in a row, they've been working on the internet, and they didn't even say today that they were going to be doing that till the last minute. And I was like, bah! So we're here. And hold on a second. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Sorry, got company. Wow. Oh no, you have a headache? I'm so sorry, Melly. Man, I have so many things. Kitten, life is tough. I hope you get better. Ugh. Oh, do you get migraines, Melly? Or is it like from your, this up, like me with fibromyalgia, whatever it is? I'm so sorry, honey. I totally get that. So I love this. And yeah, no maker. The pin does not come out. I think it's a 70s, quite frankly. This is the back. I believe you could hang it on a necklace as well as it being a brooch. And this is the front. Now, those are plastic AB with blue rhinestones. I've shown this several times. This is probably the cheapest I've ever shown it. I know they're plastic AB. I know it's just basic, but I think it's really pretty. And it's quite large, and it's double duty brooch or pendant. It's unusual in its styling. Nice. It's still a little bit thicker pin. So I'm thinking coat or scarf brooch. It is a buy it now for $16. I honestly thought that these were little stones for a long, long time. You can't tell. 2 inches wide and 2 1/4 inches long. It's just different. And I wish, they went to a lot of trouble in the design, but there is no maker. I have ideas about who it could be, but Okay, that one won't be coming back for a while. I am just going through what I got sitting over here. Again, thank you all for being here. I so appreciate it. Okay, this was mine forever. And I mostly wore this as a, I want a beautiful hat. I wore this mostly wrapped around my wrist as a bracelet. Yep. But it is time to let it go. I wear a lot of hats, winter and summer, cowboy, English rain, etc. And I want to put brooches. I want to put scarves. I want it to be wider. I want to be fancy. So this is Molly. This is Molly, my helper. Say hello to Molly. These are very old African trading beads. And when I say that, I mean that. I'll take it off of here because I bought this myself at the Berkeley Flea Market in the late 70s. And so it is not one of the newer compilations. Book Bewitched, hello. How are you? Nice to meet you. So here it is, just strung on, the thread that they had around. It is, wow, it's like, I don't even know how many strands of thread they put this on. And then these are old African beads, all different. Absolutely beautiful. This is not a more modern, you can find still African trading bead, glass trading beads. These are glass not ceramic, at flea markets now. And a lot of them are repurposed. Some have some of these beads, but not to the extent that this one does. There's so many of them. If nothing else, I would, if you craft, you could take this apart and rework it into a necklace. I mean, a different necklace or bracelets. It is double-stranded, right? Now it looks like angel wings. It is 2 strands. If I was to, they're probably, I'm seriously going to say 80 years old. They're very long. It's a heck of a lot of beads. And I used to just wrap it like this. And by the time I was done, I had a beautiful bracelet. But, I don't do that anymore. So how long is it? It's going to go down to about the middle of everything. So I'm going to go with about 28 inches. And remember, I don't do recaps. And this is just it's a fun historical piece. And if you do art, then there you go. Okay. Thank you for looking. I appreciate it. It's interesting, the newer African trading bead necklaces that really are new, and a lot are reproductions that you would find at flea markets today, would cost about the same, and yet they are newer. Let's see. So some of this I've shown before. Some of this, I'm showing now. Let's see. And hey, Kat. Hi. How's it going? I hope you're doing well, honey. Oh, I didn't put the name of this, but there you go. Buy it now, $7. I was talking. So this is, to me, interesting. And I think it's much older. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. So I'm okay, Kat. I'm okay. And I'm doing better. I just started 2026 3 days a week. And as soon as I get my tabletop household done, I'm going to start inviting friends on with me either Tuesdays or Thursdays. So I will let you know. So I believe that this used to go like this as a fleur de lure, right? It doesn't quite close there at the top. Or, well, I guess it does, but it gives the illusion, doesn't. Now, here's why I believe this is very old. It's potentially like maybe 10 karat gold plated. I did not test it. Here's the thing. It's got a hook for a pendant, right? But what else does it have? It's got this. See that? That's very interesting because it is not like any clasp I've ever seen, but what the heck was it? Because it had to be, because in addition, here's the rollover clasp. This is old. I would say this is probably antique. And I think it used to be both a pin, and you can hang it on your necklace. I think that there's no maker. It's very interesting. And it had to be. The other thing is the way this is with 3, it's hard. You can't really see it. 3 little things, and this, it's almost like there could have been more of them. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle, but it's a beautiful piece, and it would just hang right like this. And like I said, it may be fully, because even the back, let's see if it's magnetic. Whoop, whoop. Where's my magnet? Melly, don't let me fall down on the job, Melly. No, there's no magnetism at all in this piece. None. And wait a minute, does this say something? So there's no magnetism, so there's no steel. It's not pot metal. I think it's gold. Aha, look at this. Or vermeil. Look, it has markings. Hold on. I've had it forever, and I've never noticed the markings. It's really hard to tell. SCO something. SC. One side move where the clasp would have been. See, that's the thing. Not anymore, Melly, but I absolutely know that it used to, because it's got the 3 things and then that. See? And that's a really old design. But on here, it, no matter what, woo, this is a good deal. And I think I'm probably selling a piece of low-end gold. It's got markings, which I cannot fully figure out. And I've never noticed them before. So there you go. $7. Melly's in. It's Melly's. Yeah, Melly. Do you know what it is? Oh, you'll research it. Okay, get back to me, honey. When you are done having a headache, let me know what you find out, because now that I saw those markings, and I already suspected. Thank you, Melly. I already had my feelings that, it was a low quality precious metal. Then it's not magnet, and then it's got all the mystery going on back there. So, I mean, it might have been right. Exactly, because that side is like the hardware, like the closure of a bracelet. Who knows? I mean, maybe Melly, it was a piece to a bracelet, and like all the kids split up Great Aunt Nana's thing and then had a pendant put onto it. I don't know. Is brass not magnetic, Melly? Well, I mean, I have a brass here, a piece of brass right over here. No, brass is not magnetic. Yeah, but it doesn't. You check it out. You do a scratch test. You let me know what you think. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. You let me know what you think. Okay, let's do a high-end piece. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but the markings, it's either the company or it's a designation for gold. I do not know. Okay, this is definitely, thank you, Melly. What in the hell? Sorry, what in the heck is this called? Bar tie. This is probably my most expensive item of the day. I really, come on. What's the problem? There you go. I should probably I have a whole bunch of these and I should be keeping some. Whoa. That was a very weird noise. Did anyone else hear that weird noise? It's a weird noise that just happened. So here's the back. It's got that crude old pin with just the 2 loops in that. It says $59 on the back. I don't know if at one time this was $59. It has a rollover clasp. But the focusing is not happening very well. That's annoying. Let's try this. There you go. Stamped pretty hard down there. Made in Italy. See what I mean about the old clasp? See how it pokes up? So that dates it to me to, at least early 50s, probably earlier. It's got the really fine little solder drop work around the edges, which again, there you go. Hard to see. And here is the very teeny tiny micro mosaic. I suspect that this was for a gentleman based on the muted colors, the kind of white, purples, and orange. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I don't see these like this very often. At all. So I think it was for, oh, there goes my ring sizer. My poor dog just panicked. Something fell. Wow. He's getting older. It is almost 2.5 inches long. Almost 2.5 inches. And you can also tell it's antique. It is. It's antique. Because of how tiny the pieces of glass are in there. As time went on, A, would have a much better clasp, and B, the pieces would get bigger because this is painstaking, even though it's simplistic. Look at that. The light just changed and everything. That is all my camera. I don't understand why it does that. Let me pick up my ring sizer. It's I don't want it to auto adjust like that, and yet it does. So what are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to put that over there. And I think I'm going to show the other one that's right there tomorrow. I will. Where isn't it in here? I'm going to show this set. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do some necklaces. A couple you haven't seen, a couple really fun and funky small ones. I think Becky's Yeah, no, copper is not, brass is not, steel is not, magnetic. Yes. Right, Rose? Someone of fortune did. So this set of micro mosaics, micro mosaic, starts at 48. It is in a box. Royal Copenhagen. I don't think Royal Copenhagen had anything to do with the micro mosaic, but I could be wrong. And I will tell you this. I probably should have started this higher because just old vintage jewelry boxes are worth a lot of money right now. So this box alone might be worth $10 or $15. Alone. Tamara, hi Tamara, how's it going? And then see inside you have Royal Copenhagen and you have A. Michelin's Jewelers by Appointment, established in 1841. So I just think this is and see this blue satin lining. So the box alone, like I said, is probably worth $10 to $15. These are becoming harder and harder to find, and this one's in perfect condition. See, this held something like a necklace and a set where you could pull it up. And these are two clip-on, if my camera wants to focus, clip-on earrings, which I would wear as shirt collars or on my hat. And I don't know why the light wants to be so weird. My apologies. Let's take that out altogether. And then it has this matching beautiful floral and red with the larger solder drops brooch. See, here is the clip-ons. Do they say made in Italy? Both the clip-on earrings say made in Italy on the back. You can see right there and there. And the brooch does not, but it is still in really fine shape, much older, almost like the safety pin closure right there, which seemed to be a very common thing in Italy for micro mosaics. But you see the clasp, how it's the two circles, and then this metal piece pokes out and this comes down. Yep. It does not say made in Italy, but it's a matching set, $48. Good choice, Melly. Really, it's a good deal. Melly knows a good deal when she sees it. I didn't think about the box as well as the things, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. No, they did not. I mean, Royal Copenhagen is like England. It is not Italy. So, Melly's in at $48, and I'm going to give you fair warning and then a last call. And if anyone else is interested, you would need to come in at 49 or higher. And I've already told you all the little deals about it. Last call. I don't do recaps. Hands up. Hey, enter. Thank you, Melly. Melly, good job. You have 2 items now. Oh, Denmark. Yes, yes, yes. Denmark and service wear. Yeah. Beautiful. They made beautiful stuff. I have a clear remembrance of this. So this is coming to you. A clear, I think almost every household growing up, well, that's not fair to say. That is not fair to say. But if you had some money, or if you had inherited silverware from great grandma, right, which would just be grandma to your mother, there was always Royal Copenhagen stuff to serve your holiday meals or your fancy meals. Do you, Melly? Yay. I wear brooches. Ugh, I wear everything. I wear everything. Okay, I'm going to show a very, very expensive item right now. I lied. This is my most expensive item. It is modern. It's made within the last couple years. It is the Dene people or Navajo. There is no sterling silver, but it is absolutely beautiful. And it is pricey. And I only show it every once in a while because of that. I bought it from Dene people who are from a reservation that was tried to be closed down in the 70s. Weavers, renowned weavers that raised their own sheep and wove. And the spiny oyster was gotten from, so the Dene people are Navajo, but the spiny oyster she bought from her cousin Pueblo tribe. It has all been stabilized and oiled. So that's why it's so shiny, and it's brand new, so it hasn't been worn against the skin yet. That is why it's so shiny. Look at the beautiful pieces of spiny oyster and this turquoise all through the whole thing. Now, this is what I mean. This is not a sterling silver clasp. And in the big scheme of things, does it really matter? Because look at this incredible piece. There is so much turquoise, and this is coral. These are coral, these little smaller red beads. And this is, I believe, it's coral. It might be red jasper, but the rest of these little round beads, that's coral. And then the blue are turquoise, and then the spiny oyster, and all the different, even this turquoise here is from a mine that has been closed down since the 80s. And I'm not going to say the name of the mine because I'm not going to. But it's incredible. It's definitely heavy, but I just fell in love with it when I saw it, and I knew it was a big investment, and I knew it would probably take my crowd a little while to get on board, but I mean, wow, it's so regal. And all this shininess, this has been oiled to make it look so pretty. It's going to, as you wear it, acclimate with your natural skin oils and not be quite so shiny. It is, I mean, I feel like a Princess. It is just about that 28 inches long. And it does start 225. And believe it or not, I'm not making a whole lot of money at that price. No, I'm not. But I had to buy it and I had to bring it and show it to all of you. This, just the beads are probably worth that because it is a much older mine. She's had this in her possession, the turquoise, for a couple decades. And then the Pueblo spiny oyster pieces are huge. So there you go. You know anyone who collects Native American jewelry? Send them my way. Tell them to watch this live sale. What an incredible gift for someone, right? Yeah, I have another piece over there. Same lady, but that's okay. I will keep moving. All right. So, how's about this piece? Wonder what I paid for this. Wow, what is it? Let me take it out. I think, yeah, you know a guy, Frank. We do know a guy. We do know a guy. The only problem is with the guy, besides you, is that it's not sterling. And so, therefore, it seems like, well, then we're not interested. But I got to tell you, who cares? I mean, who cares? But some people do. So, you know, who am I to say it doesn't matter? No one. It just doesn't matter to me. But to a serious collector, it might matter. Okay, I just wanted to double check this piece real quick before I put in a start price. Again, thank you for looking at that. Thank you, Tamara and Happy Ducky. Yeah, we know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. Right? And for me, it's all about, thank you, Frank. It's all about the stones and the craftsmanship and if it speaks to me. And for me, I love plastic. So, you know, it's all about the plastic. This is an old spinach, creamed spinach, Bakelite. It called to me. But a lot of people would just be like, I could care less. Like the jadeite carved, you know, bangle. People are like, yeah, it's plastic. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Okay, what was I doing? Oh. You know, whenever I go to put the dollar sign in, I'm forever like not pushing it down enough and the 4 stays up. And then I want to put in something like 20 and it winds up being like 420. And I don't mean that at all. Okay. This starts at 24. I somehow have come into possession of several of the same similar, they're bordering on antique, if not antique, hand blown glass bead necklaces in all different colors. This one is black. It's on Molly. It's hand knotted in between each bead. These are glass. These are, I believe, I'll show you in a minute. It is fairly long. That shine is just the black glass. It is not ceramic. What I wanted to check before I showed it on Molly was this. This is a much older, even though it's stamped metal, it's a much older covering piece for the clasp. Here's the clasp, fold over. Older copper jump rings. There is no maker here, and it is just the black cotton tied onto the copper jump rings. And here as well is a much thicker knotting process hidden under there. And then these beads are randomly kind of like if it was volcanic or something, made to look like natural. They sound so good. If you're a tactile person, oh, Melly, honey, please go take care of yourself. I hope you feel better soon, honey. If there's anything I can do, let me know. So, and it feels so good. These are 20s, 30s. I don't really know. They're not American made. And this is slightly heavy. What is that? I hate it when I see things like that. Well, that, I don't like that. Shoot. I don't like that. Right there where both of these are has become really thinned. Someone accidentally got this caught. I can see where it's frayed. Someone got this caught when they were wearing it. And so now when it hangs, and this is the bottom, see how this moves? It's not missing a bead. There's not enough room. But the knots have come undone. So I'm not happy with that. And so I'm going to, and it's about, no, let me measure it for real. And then I'm going to let you in on what I'm going to do with this. It's 12 inches on each side, so it's about 22 inches long. So here's what I'm going to do with this. Yeah, they could have, that's an idea because it's right at the bottom. But I'm afraid this is going to fall apart. So see that? I don't like it. So there's two things we can do with this. One, you can buy it and restring it, either on metal, fishing line, or hand knot in between every bead. You can reuse this vintage clasp or put a brand new magnetic one on, whatever you would like. Or you could buy it for the beads because you do crafting. So, because I can't in good conscience sell this as a necklace with that. So it now has a new start price of $17. And these beads are very hot and very popular. I have quite a lot squirreled away in my cabinet. And I keep saying I'm going to be making stuff this winter, and I am, to sell. But that's what I now see this as. I now see this as either a project for you in whatever way you want to do the project. But these are unusual and gorgeous. Okay, and if no one pounces on this, that's okay, because I'm thinking if no one wants this, I don't do recaps. I'm gonna set it aside with the other ones I have in my cabinet, and I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna do something with it. So if no one is interested by Sunday at $17, I'm gonna do something with it. Okay, let's see. All right. This is, oof. Boy. It was so much easier for me when I just talked and I didn't have to put all this in. But it makes it so much easier when my friends come in towards the end or in the middle, you know. Hi, Deborah. Hi. Thank you, honey. And again, you all, if you haven't seen I put up several shorts, but the one with the presents, this lovely lady here, Deborah, is the one who gifted me that beautiful blue antique glass bracelet. Yeah. She is a keeper. Thank you, Deborah. You did not have to do that. Nope. I'm glad you did, but you didn't have to at all, honey. That wasn't on you. That was really on other people. But God bless you. Thank you so much. I love it. I'm going to add more jump rings so I can wear it. Okay, so this is not magnetic. We'll test it again. Oh, no, that's not true. It is magnetic. So it's got something underneath it. However, I have tested this, and this is just some gold plate. Okay, and I took it to a jeweler's. We've talked about this before. It is some kind of, that 8-10 carat, just like a little wash that they put over a cheaper metal. It's probably, I don't even know. It's oval in shape. It's very unique. '60s, '50s. It's hard for me to date this one. And then, do you see how each one of these are individual and they're all prong set? Teeny tiny. The jeweler confirmed for me that yes, and he didn't spend much time looking at it because to him it was like, who gives a crap? He deals in very high end. These are teeny tiny, either cubic zirconia or diamonds. He wouldn't bother to tell me which. And these are teeny tiny sapphire. They are navy blue. That not sapphire. Sapphire is light blue. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Why the darker blue is sapphire light and dark blue? I think so. What is, my brain is doing the blip. Good Lord. I hate that. It always makes me look so, it's my fibromyalgia and aquamarine. Deborah, and it's because I was rear-ended in 2013, and it just scrambled my brain up, and there's times when stuff just drops, and my apologies. So, it is what it is. I think it's really unique. I think it's really beautiful. I did test, this does test gold, but it is magnetic. So I know it's just that thin plating. I'd like to say it's older than what I'm saying, but and the stones are so tiny that it's not like they're worth a ton of money. One of those, Deborah, I can't imagine why I can't remember. And it will just go on my hand, but I don't want to push it down this winter. I have been, I think I'm getting arthritis. I know I have it in my back now, but I think I'm getting it everywhere. So I would go with a size 7 on this, because if my hands were a little thinner and I wasn't worried about the swelling, I know it would fit around here, but it needs to get, so if you have a small, slender hand, no problem. I would go with a size 7. It's very interesting. Never seen anything like it. It's not modern. I've had this myself in my eBay boxes since 2001. So, yeah, it's been around for a while. There you go. Topaz. Yeah, because I just sold the ring yesterday with the light blue. So don't ask me what I'm talking about. Don't ask me. Sometimes I just am like astounded at my brain. I'm like, where did you go? Thank you, Deborah. Brain, where did you go? Nah. This is going to be, time is it? I'm going to go for another half an hour, everyone. Buy it now. Pearl wrap. Oh, your mom was a March baby? I'm an April baby. I think wintertime was end of summer was busy, and then the ones who are born around that time, winter was busy. Now, I've shown this a couple times. This was in my eBay box as well. I got to go on this weekend and completely shut down my eBay store. There's a couple household goods that I don't even know, every once in a while I make a sale and I'm like, I don't even know if I have that anymore. It's been listed for so long, and I've been really irresponsible. I was so busy taking care of my parents, and I need to close it. I'm not going to go back to them. So this is just your, wrap old faux pearls. I love it. 3 strands. This is what holds the strands together. And it closes up really tight. And it has the dangles on each. So let's see. This one, dangle, dangle, dangle. Yeah. The top and the bottom, if you will, have the dangles. And then it unwraps. It's almost like a original stretch bracelet, and goes around like that. Now, it is too small for me, obviously. So therefore, there's like almost an inch gap. I'm going to go with a size 6.5. And if you want it to go a little further down, 6.25. So a lady's small begins at a 6 and goes to a 7. It's a really nice, and it's one of those ones that has that smell of the old faux pearls. Yep, buy it now, $6. It's a fun one. it'd be nice to, and pearls are hot this year, but you know what's trending the most? Brooches. And brooches for men. Hot, hot, hot. Men are wearing brooches. That is the number one thing that's going on. Okay, this is going to go down here. I'm going to show this necklace now. And then I might show some more costume jewelry rings, a pair of earrings. Yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're going. Oh, I love this. Okay. Let me get it set up on Molly. Oh, this thing's, wow, in the sunlight, wow. Okay, hold on. Let's remove that. Yeah, Deborah, me too. And it shows, I think all people can wear jewelry of any kind and feel beautiful and dress up. And I can't stand it, that there's some delineator about this. So Deborah, yes, so my new invoicing, I was going to be invoicing week 1, end of week 1, but without the items from week 2, and then shipping with the last items in week 2. This is week 2 of the 2-week Build-A-Box. You bought 2 items last week, and because I only sold 3 items at that sale, I just let it ride. And I don't have anything other than that here for you. So, yeah. So you will still get this weekend an invoice for tomorrow. Friday will be my last of the 2-week Build-A-Box. Okay? Okay, good. All right. So this is incredible. It's so sparkly and delicious in the sun. Whoa, I just put an extremely high number in there. Good. Yeah, no, everything else from any holidays, all of that is all been mailed out. It's all caught up, and everyone should have received everything. So again, this is on Molly. And the sun is on me, and I needed to double it. But doubling this one is not very helpful because it's a graduated cut. I'm saying green. It's really more of a blue green, a light emerald green, a aquamarine. That's what I want to say. These are all glass. These are very old. Look at how they're cut. They are cut like the plastics that I love so much, but these are glass. They are hand knotted with white cotton thread in between. There is no clasp. They shine in the sun. Let me see if I can get any of that sun that wants to come shining in here to rainbow on me. I can't. Why not? Maybe it would rainbow on the side of my face. There you go. See that? Yeah. So imagine having this on outside. This is very old. I don't know if it was restrung and re-knotted or if it's original. I don't know. Ship me too, Deborah. Trust me, I've needed one my whole life. Let's do that again. That was so much fun. Do that again. There it is. Do that again and look at the big pieces. So here's the top, and it's just these small, more rounded cut. And then it goes down to the rounded square cut. And it's graduating in size until you get down to the bottom with the largest ones. And it's long. It's long. It's, oh my gosh. See, in the sun, it's just, it is all the way down to the bottom here. I'm going to go with it's probably about 30. And the sun just throws the sparkles everywhere. I didn't realize how incredibly gorgeous this was. And I think $28 is probably a little too low. I think I'll bring this back tomorrow. If nobody wants this today, I'm going to bring this back tomorrow. Sorry, everyone, at a higher price. This is really rare. I didn't realize what I had in the bag. This is the first time I've opened it. I have never had this type of old carved glass like this in my hands. And that's saying a lot, considering how much jewelry I've run through in the last 30 years. But Deborah is no dummy. She's like, no, Lucinda, it's on you. You screwed up. I'm in at 28. Thank you, Frank. Isn't it beautiful? I'm just thinking of wandering around in the summer with like a light colored something on and, low top and just bam, bam. Oh, you're weak, Deborah? No, you're not. So if anyone wants to come in at higher than 28, which would be 29 or more, you got a last call. Frank, how is the weather? Oh, you told me. You said 38, but you're not going out anyways. Last call, final warning, y'all. Man, it's good for you, Deborah, because I am here to tell you, I was like, what am I doing? It's good for you for getting this deal, because it's the first time I've taken it out of the bag. Holy bejeez. Holy bejeez. Sold to Deborah. Wow. Deborah, take a picture with you wearing this, please. Oh, my Lord. Deborah. Thank you, honey. It's so pretty. I'm just going to stop and take a moment to put this in a bag right now because I don't want it to I don't see any like missing little dings on the glass, although I could have missed a few spots because it's definitely older, but now it's in a nice, beautiful bag. Thank you. Ew. Yeah. Ew. I could dig it. They're going to be this summer. So I live in the middle of nowhere, y'all. Hills and dales, the grassland, oaklands, and redwood trees of Northern California on slopes. And you have to come off the 2-lane highway onto a dirt road that is maintained. We all pay a road fee. And then get up to wherever your dirt driveway is and come down to your house. Well, we have streams and creeks that run, through our property. And they want to bring the salmon back. So through this one company, they are helping us with a huge grant because the culvert, after 70 years or whatever, is going bad. And they found some fingerling, so salmon. So we were able to get a grant that's going to cover like the hundreds of thousands of dollars to put in this new culvert. I'm not kidding. And build fish ladders for the salmon. We have 2 roads coming off the highway that are dirt to get to everywhere on this huge going up into the mountains property that I live on. There's like 50 parcels, but everyone has at least 22 acres, and you don't see your neighbors. Anyway, it's going to be closed for like 6 months. So 6 months with only one way in and out for everyone. And that means everyone is going to be going past my house and my property, my driveway just happens to be in a place that hardly anyone ever takes that loop. Now it's going to be packed with cars all the time. And I'm just like, oh, that sucks. But good for the fish. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for that. Thank you, Jessica. I watched the video that you put up about dumpster diving and what you found in the dollar store recently. And I wanted to ask you a question. Do you save that and use it for you, or do you also like donate it to a church? Or I don't know. I was fascinated. I was like, this is a lot of really great stuff that she finds on her. I mean, I've seen your videos before, but so yeah, I was going to leave a comment on your video, but you're here now. So I'm just curious. Oh, Frank, that sounds like by my parents' house. For whatever reason, I mean, they lived in Berkeley, in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. Okay. They have tons of money. They lived in, it was always a nice neighborhood, but then it became a very wealthy neighborhood. They were just really fortunate to buy where they buy and be able to afford it. But Jessica, that is fantastic. Good for you. I was really impressed. And I was sorry to see your knees hurting. I want to say that. I was sorry to see your knees hurting. So my parents in this really ritzy neighborhood, every 2 years for like 15 years, they would dig up the entire street to put in new PG&E pipes, to put in new water pipes, to put in new, God knows. But they literally every 2 years dug it up, fixed it, dug it up, closed it, dug it up, closed it. And I'm like, and they too are like, what are they missing? What is going on? Why don't they just fix the whole dang block? Because it's only 1 block worth of road. Like all at once. Like what's happening? It was beyond annoying. So I feel you. So this is probably from the 80s. It's like maybe the 70s, but I think the 80s. It's a repro is what I call it, of the Jelly Bellies. I could be wrong. It could be earlier. It doesn't have a maker. It's a little cat. It's a little cat. I just think this is adorable. I think this is around what I paid for it. I got it. I thought my daughter would like it. And I gave her a lot of vintage jewelry for Christmas because she's a vintage jewelry girl. But it wasn't quite her style. So I'm offering it back up. And I love her. This is like a lilac. This is acrylic. This is, hold on. The green is glass. So the blue is probably glass. And then she has dark blue eyes. I think she's a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. Jessica, that's awesome. We need people to be doing that like always, but especially now, right? And then it has a red nose. And it's just a little cutie. And it's not 2000s. I can tell. I can just tell because I've had it in my hands. It's not one of those like Forever 21 repops or the China like recent repops. It's older than that, but it's not, I think it's adorables. Yeah, right? We need people like Jessica, and we need them more and more right now. Do you know how? I'm just going to get on my soapbox for just a second. It's basically 1.5 inches long and 1.5 inches wide to the tip of its tail. Oh, happy ducky. Jelly belly turtle brooch. Well, if I find one, I'll let you know. I haven't seen one of those. I'm so sorry that you lost that. But so this was a Buy It Now 9. I don't do recaps. What I want to say is, and I don't talk politics, and I'm not going to get drawn into all that. However, with what is currently happening in places like Minnesota, there are whole populations there who are in the process of becoming citizens who have just had all that revoked. And they are not leaving their houses because they are so scared. Their kids are not going to school. They are not going to the stores. They are not going to work. The businesses in Minnesota are like closed everywhere, restaurants and stores and gas stations. So this is a kind of like example of a time where we need to, if we live anywhere where people are in need, step up and bring someone a care package. Put it in a little tin, put it in a paper bag, put it in one of those baskets you find at the thrift store. And, you don't even need to interact with them. Just put it on their front porch with a little note. I thought you might, I thought maybe you could use this, right? Simple as that. We're going to need more and more of that as we go along, people. Yep. How about this brooch? And that is not, I'm not taking a side. I'm not going to talk about that on my channel, but we need, we need to be conscious of helping people all the time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is let's use this as a reminder, Bye, Jessica, honey. Try icing your knee and try not to put your weight on it, honey. Okay? That's my advice. And go to the doctor. That made me feel like, ow, every time I saw it, I was like, ouch. And you guys, if you don't know Jessica, go sign up to Jessica's channel and watch her dumpster diving goodies. She gets a lot of great stuff. And she's always coming in, and Jessica, you, if you're still here, you or she, depending on who I'm talking to, is always coming into everyone's channels and sharing us out. What a lovely thing to do. She doesn't have to do that. Nice lady. So this is actually, now that I put this in, at a Buy It Now leaf brooch for $7. First time I've taken it out of the bag. It is a brooch. And it is a listener. So I was looking at this and I was thinking, boy, that looks really modern. I don't think that means much of anything. So, whatever. Listener did go on for a little while, but in general, they're highly collectible, and they're stuff from the earlier, like 50s, 60s, really collectible. I would wager the pinback doesn't go through, so I would wager this is right at the end of the 60s, maybe 70s. I would think this is a piece That was one of their last jewelry pieces before they went out of business. And I actually don't know when they went out of business. I should know that. And then I could tell you definitively. I think it's a really nice little leaf. Lisner is very high quality. It is just gold tone. It's a large brooch, but they really are known for their, like, this will never fade. It will never tarnish. Lisner is just one of those really higher quality costume jewelry makers. So today it's a buy it now for $7. It will, now that I know it's a Lisner, I will do some research, and it may come back after Sunday. That'll be the last day to claim this or any other pieces at a slightly higher price, not enormously, but slightly. So it's 2 1/4 inches long and wide and 2 1/2 inches long. So it's a nice big piece, and it's super shiny gold tone. So this would have been like, this is a great year round. Make a great hat pin. Ooh, you know what else it would make? Would make a great, put it on a barrette and put it in your hair, or put it, I don't know if you can see this, on a hair tie. Boom. On a hat, obviously. Boom. Yeah. Nice piece. Okie dokie. So let me do one little housekeeping thing if I can. I probably can't because, I don't have the right pen right here. Hold on. I know I do have a pen. There you go. Oh, look at that. I found one. It's still not right. Oh, well, maybe it'll, maybe I'll know what it says later, and maybe not. Okay. Let's see. Yep, I'm right at my end time. So let me ask you all, would you like to see some like plastic vintage necklaces, like thermoset and, the 1970s, like red, white, and blue, or white and navy style? Like I have a West Germany incredible plastic double strand 1950s piece. I have an antique coin silver bangle, but it's $85. I also have, I could just end the show with fun and funky costume jewelry rings, and we could just do that. That would be fun. Why don't you want me to do that? If nobody has an opinion, I will do the rings. Now, speaking of that, tomorrow, I am going to, tomorrow, thank you, Deborah. Tomorrow, I am going to be showing some about half much higher end jewelry, and half, the mid-range, like 15 to 20 something. But I am going to bring back that, like, $50 to $100 pieces. I won't bring back like the spiny oyster things, but I also have the Jabbit pens, if anyone remembers the Jabbit pens. And I bought some, a lot of beautiful, a lot means a lot, all a bunch of in one thing, a lot of vintage hankies, and I'm going to display them, and they'll come together. So that's kind of a preview of what's happening tomorrow. Thank you, Deborah. Isn't this thing is super old? And I mean, these are brass. The necklace is made out of brass. Then it has these hanging brass pieces and this incredible orange beads. It's super long. And I picked this up somewhere in the 80s for like $3. And I think it's probably Victorian. And I've never bothered to I don't have a Presidium. I would love to know if they're glass or if they're actually a stone. I haven't worn it in a long time, and it's, I have it up at the top, and then it goes all the way down. Maybe one day I'll sell it. You have this in a choker, Rose. You have this with the orange beads in a choker, Rose? Rose, how do you and I have so many things that are similar? That's Rose. Nuh-uh. You have this in a choker? So do you know anything about it, Rose? Talk to me. Inquiring minds want to know. For all I know, it's not Victorian, and it was made in the 80s, but it doesn't give me that vibe. So I don't know. Old. Okay, Rose. Wow. Rose is so Rose, we're living in like some kind of parallel universe. We have so many things that are the same. I'm just like, what is going on? Okay, these are going to be choice to make life really easy. Choice of costume, ring, buy it now. So, you're going to have to give me a description of $3. Okay. Whoops, I just put a weird symbol there because that's what I do. Yeah, it does. It really feels Victorian. And I mean, there's wear. So where's my magnet? Now I'm off on the necklace. Sorry, y'all. You know how it is. I get hanging out with you guys and it's like, that's that. There's no magnetism. So, but it could be brass, right? Interesting. I should test it. And I really should. Each orange glass or stone is different. This one even has black in it. Okay, I got to get off that. Let's show you the rings. Sorry. Now I'm like, what's going on? What do I have? Rose, I swear we are like, are we the same age? Did you ever live in California? Were you born in North Carolina or Kentucky or New Jersey? Are we sisters? What's going on? Okay, so the first one, and these are adjustable inside. I am going to say, ooh, I love the sparkle. I'm showing them just at the right time. They've never been worn, or if so, they've never been adjusted. I'm going to say that these are probably, I think they're 60s costume jewelry rings. This one, not adjusted, is a 6.5. I think you could pull it out to be a 7.5. You could not make it smaller. They are, hold on. Let me do it with a different one. Hold on, sorry. First time I'm taking them out of the bag, so you know how that is. You know what? I think they're glass, which is nuts. So hold on. They definitely need a tiny bit of cleaning. Like I'm seeing this something right here. From someone wearing it. What is it? I can't get it off right now. Okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure they're glass. Okay, they are not touching Jersey. Well, my dad was born in Trenton, New Jersey. So, rose. So these are glass. These are glass and they are on rods, AB coated. They stand up really high. This one is green. Yeah, I think these are the 1960 cocktail rings. I remember these. So, see, if I adjusted it, it would fit on this finger. Look at that. I remember my best friend was named Susan. And I remember her mom wearing stuff like this. So imagine this put together with hold on, I don't have a green thing right here, but hold on. I'll show you the rest of them. I'm just going to give you an example before I move on. With like your green AB stones. Right? Okay, so rose is in it, 3. Now, rose, does that mean do you want the green one? Are you claiming it, or do you want me to keep going? Because buy it now means you want this one. Okay, you want the green. All right. Rose, green, costume, ring. I love these. Thank you, Rose. I love this. So the green is sold to Rose. Let me put that in. There's more coming. Yeah. St. Patty's Day is perfect. I would wear them any day. You just bought that black rose one from me. I love my costume. And I did not expect them to be glass. Okay, so let's keep going. So the next one, this is beautiful. There's like a hair on it and something else, but man. This one goes down. Ooh, it adjusts differently. Here, it adjusts here on the back. And it is falling at, let's call it an 8.5. So you could close this a little bit, but not a lot. Look at that gold. Same idea. Gorgeous. Let me put it on my finger. So you could adjust it up to, I would go with 9.5, but not bigger than that. Claimed by Rose. God, these are so much fun. Wouldn't this have been fun? I didn't have them at that time. For Christmas stockings, or put them in Easter baskets. Okay, let me type it in again. Yo, I put in yo. And I almost put in God instead of gold. So green was sold to you. I almost put in God sold to you. Can you imagine? Who the heck am I? I don't think I have permission to sell God. Okay. This is a whole different concept. So, Rose, were you near Trenton? I'm wondering if you, yeah. But, we just share that. I can't sell that. Were you near Trenton? Wondering somehow if you're like a secret of my dad. You're not, but I mean, come on, we have so much in common. This is 7.25, but it's kind of a stretchy ring. So it is the cloisonne with the little rhinestone rondelles in between on seed beads, white seed beads. So someone made these little guys, and this kind of stuff, like my grandma made this kind of stuff. In the 60s. So I'm kind of thinking this was probably something someone made in the 60s, 70s. I think that one's pretty fun. So this is a green cloisonne. Oh, rose. Rose. I should have just kept going. And then you could have claimed them all. I know I'm not spelling that right. Thank you, Rose. Let me turn the paper over. I got more. My pen that I've been using for a long time is just now running out of ink, of course. Okay, hold on. Whoa, that was not a good shot. Rose, $3. Green, stretch, ring. Okay, this pin is a goner. I love these little rings. Who knew? Who knew I was going to have so much fun? Okay, so this is a teeny tiny little one. This may be too small for anyone. Yeah, I mean this, what is this, like a toe ring? I used to wear toe rings. I used to wear 1 to 2 on each foot. It is size 2.5. So I would say this is meant to go on your toe. How cute is that? And it is a little bit hard to see what the heck is going on right here. It is the gold with on the side is the gold rondelles, and in the middle is a vintage, like raised gold rondelle piece, 2/3 round and then flat in the back with gold seed beads. And it is a tiny one. Okay, Rose. So this one, it's tiny. It's tiny. Well, you know what? It may go as a gift. Let's see what's happening. As long as I'm on a roll with these, we might as well keep going. Rose likes them. And yeah, talk about like your different color for every holiday or gifts for people. Yep. I had no idea how much fun this was going to be. Okay, this one is adjustable back there. This would be fun to make. You just need those push pins, some vintage beads or ones that look like vintage. So it is a 5.5. So I believe you could make it to about a 6.25, 6.5. And it is, I want to check if this is plastic or glass. Yeah, this is plastic. I could tell because it's like a maraschino cherry color, but it doesn't, and it's got a little AB and the silver, but it's not quite the same as the other ones. So I knew it wasn't glass. It's still lovely. 6.5 to 7.5. Rose. Okay, Rose. Rose wants that. Rose, I should have just all of them but the one. Bless your heart. Thank you, Rose. So you know what's happening, Rose. I'm going to give you this teeny tiny one with the vintage rondelle pieces. And you can either put it on your toe when you wear a sandal, or take it apart and add it to something, make some earrings. I don't know. This one is, okay, so it adjusts right there. Currently, it's at about a 7.25, so it could go up to around an 8, and it is silver. God, one for, how many is this? I don't know. Every other month. Love the sparkles. Ooh. Well, Rose, I mean, you know, what am I could keep it and make a necklace, put it into, but it's only, these are glass. It's only a couple little beads, so for my purposes of the stuff that I'm going to be putting together, not quite right. Yep, they are. So this one is still available for $3. It sparkles. It's pretty lovely. And then, oh, nope, it's not available anymore. Rose. Thank you, Rose. This is Rose's. So, Rose, you've got rings on your fingers and bells on your toes, girl. Okay, so this is now, I gotta find the comment. Thank you, Rose. Look at all those rings you bought. Bless your heart. I appreciate that. I literally, this is the first time I've opened that. So I had no idea that all of that was going to be going on. And this one is a buy it now for, there it goes, $5. It's different. That's why. It's different. It is adjustable, and it has clearly been almost completely adjusted. So you could make it a little bigger, but not much. Okay. So what it is what it is. Woo! And it is almost at a 9. It is almost at a 9. And you could close it back up and make it probably an 8. And let me stare at this for a second. Okay. That's red. It doesn't have any of the fool's gold type stuff. And I think it's glass. I think it's a peacock. And those are deep red stones. And the way they did the silver around this, it looks like marcasite, but it's just the metal. It's not showing so great. There's his head with the 3 little feathers on top. Are you seeing that? Hey, is this Michael or Mark? How's it going? Hello, hello. I'm just about to close. How is it going? Have you had your dinner yet? And if not, what are you going to have? That is always my question. What are you going to have? So that's in a whole different genre. And I would say this one is probably more of like a 1970s. And I really wish the red was showing. It's there you go. Maybe a little bit further away. You can tell that it's a different color. It's still not showing the red though. And it's that time of day where the sun is coming through for just a few minutes. Anyway, there you go. Yay! Oh, yum. Yum, yum. I am having tacos from the taco truck tonight. That's what I'm having. Okay, so we all just came on right about as I am going off. I have still a whole giant box of costume jewelry rings. However, I just showed a lot. So I'm going to put this one into this box of delightfulness. This is hands up one of my favorite. If anyone is interested in this, which is adjustable, but a little bit on the smaller side, big, 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 true 1960s, 1950s cocktail ring. This is a start of 12. And I'll give you a size if you're interested. Oh, Rose, honey, this one isn't 3. I'm so sorry. This one is 12 because it's a whole different genre. I was just showing it just to show. I'm sorry, unless you wanted the peacock ring, honey. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah. I could. Is there anything that? Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought, Rose. That's what I got you. How about if I just close with this item, and this will be the last item I show. I'm sorry I'm missing being able to hang out with you, Mark and Mike. We all have such busy schedules that it's not that often that you're able to come to my channel. I can get over to yours. Yeah. But the other way around, it's a little tough, I know. And I just, yeah, you're welcome, Happy Ducky. I'm going to show one more item. And it is a, good Lord, help my brain. Mass. Good Lord. Okay, see, this is how I know that I needed to stop because none of that is right. None of that is right. But oh no, what is that? See, I was gonna call it a dames. Yeah. You just got in? Oh, so do you all did you go out to eat? Is it a special night? somebody's birthday, anniversary, or did you just go out to eat because, hey, it's fun? There's quite the one thing. There's a hamburger, a really good like American food like diner place that some people who moved up here from the Bay Area opened about a year and a half ago in my little half a block town that's closest to me. That's really good and pretty inexpensive for what it is. But down in the quote bigger population 500 city, there's quite a few little restaurants of different types. Some are inexpensive and some are very expensive. I don't get down there too often. I do most of my cooking at home. This is a incredible damascene floral brooch. After I went this is when me and Millie got to talking, and because it's hard to tell through the computer, we went round about, it looked enameled, etc. It's not. It's the the sterling silver overlay that they do. It's an older piece. Look at the bottom, how they chopped this off. I looked this up and I was able to find, I think, 3 out there. It is I think it's sexy. It's a really sexy piece. These are from Spain. The pin comes out and the clasp is a little crude right there. So I'm going with 60s. It's really beautiful. I've never, until I had this piece, I had never seen this hammered out flower like this. Damascene, yes. Exactly. I could not spell for the life of me. My brain is like, you gotta stop now. You're done. But it really is. And I have a pair of damascene earrings. They're newer, more like probably the 70s, 80s. And they are the typical bird scene instead of this flower. I've seen these listed as high as 60, which I don't think is unreasonable. I do think it's high, but not unreasonable. I would not ask 60. I would not ask 60. It is 2.5 inches long and about an inch wide. It is so pretty. This is and so that is not enameled. That is an overlay of how they overlay the. So when we're talking about the sterling silver and that like vermeiled look and all of that, they use and gold. They used fine metals to craft with, but over top of a brass or other type of metal, so such that it's not valuable in terms of the gold or silver or any other content. It's valuable for the beauty and the delicacy of the workmanship, the craftsmanship, if you will, but not the metal itself. Okay. So that was my last item, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I will be on tomorrow at 4. No, 3. 3 is my new time for 2026. And like I said, I will be bringing higher and higher priced, interesting stuff. I'll probably bring this back. So half will be high end, and the other half will be, I don't know yet, because it's not Friday yet. So thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for liking what I'm bringing. Thank you for helping making 2026 successful so far. And please be kind. Please check on your neighbor. There are a lot of people who are just scared to death right now. So, be kind. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Take care.